NFL Notebook, because, there's stuff going on football fields around the National Football League right now.
Yeah, a lot of OTA notes.
Let's start with the Chargers. They're in their second week of OTAs. They do not have their left tackle. Rashawn Slater is not practicing. He's in the final year of his contract, going to make $19 million this season. The Chargers are negotiating the extension. They call it a hold-in. He's there for meetings, but he is not going on the field. He's not going to risk an injury. They got to get this contract extended. But that's normal protocol for star players in a league, that they don't play their final year of the contract unless there's a guarantee going forward. I will tell you this, that they are really impressed with the kid running back out of North Carolina, Omarion Hampton. Really impressed. They're really impressed with Trey Harris. He caught 4 deep balls, young wide receiver, in the first 2 practices when they were going 11 on 11. This kid's got real breaker speed, so that's interesting. They got some injury problems. The young cornerback safety has not been cleared. He's got a torn labrum. The linebacker has not been cleared. Dion Henley, he's got a torn labrum. Elijah Molden, cornerback, has not been cleared to practice yet. He's recovering meniscus surgery. So they got some injury problems that hopefully are going to solve themselves by the time they get to training camp in mid-July. So that's where the Chargers are. Raiders. For the first time, everybody's excited and probably has a reason to be excited, rather than typical Raider bullcrap that, we're the Raiders and look what we did. Raiders are really excited. Geno Smith. Really excited. Geno Smith's relationship with Pete Carroll. Really excited. Pete Carroll's ability to rebuild the defense with a bunch of young guys who can run. Remember, Pete Carroll's the one who created the Legion of Doom. Really excited about the 2 tight ends, because Chip Kelly, whom they're also excited about, says, we have a quarterback that we like. We got Austin Genty, who's been very impressive yards after contact. And we got 2 tight ends, and we're going to run a 2 tight end offense. And really excited with Jacoby Myers. So for the first time in a while, I can listen to Raider fan who's espousing all of these positives, and I kind of tend to agree. Right now, this looks pretty doggone good on paper. So that's the latest in the Raider Nation. Rams, tell you what, they're really impressed with the new wide receiver, the old dog, Devontae Adams. He has shown up, and he has practiced on his own with Matthew Stafford. Now he's at the OTAs with Matthew Stafford, the longtime wide receiver. And their defense, they got a year under their belt. They're bigger, faster, more physical, with a year of NFL weight training program. And all those kids, the Jared Verses, the Fisks of the world, they think they're going to be even better. They're really excited. They're waiting to see what happens with the Jalen Ramsey trade. June 1st was the demarcation date where Ramsey could be traded out of Miami without the Dolphins taking a massive salary cap hit. June 1st has come and gone. I would think there's going to be a trade this week. Rams and Dallas are the ones that are both being mentioned there. New York Giants. This is weird. Russell Wilson's the starting quarterback in all the OTA workouts. Jackson Dart out of Ole Miss, they traded into the first round to get him. Jackson Dart is running 3rd string on the depth chart, not getting as many snaps. And I would have thought, wow, that's kind of weird. I thought they would have split the snaps between Russell Wilson and Jackson Dart to get Dart up to speed, because Jackson Dart's really got to be the guy of the future. In Cleveland, they haven't said they've made a decision. Kenny Pickett's taken all the snaps with the number 1 team on offense. Kenny Pickett. Dylan Gabriel is taking whatever snaps are left. He's the number 2 quarterback right now. He was 11 for 16 over the weekend in 11 on 11s. Shedeur Sanders is just 7 of 9 scout squad. He's not taking snaps with the number 1 unit, so that's really interesting there. Pittsburgh. Does anybody know the area code of Pittsburgh? It's 412. Aaron Rodgers has not called the Steelers back yet. I mean, we are now into mid-June.
He wants them to call him.
Well, they've already called him, already made him an offer. If you wanted to play, wouldn't you want to be there and learn the playbook? Wouldn't you want to be there to build morale in that locker room? Wouldn't you want to be there to become the leader of the team? Wouldn't you want to be there to work with Mike Tomlin? He's not there. And I guess that's the reason why Atlanta has called the 412 area code and opened trade talks to move Kirk Cousins to the Steelers. That had to come after June 1st, salary cap rules. So Kirk Cousins, who's not in the Atlanta camp, he might be moved. All of a sudden, Pittsburgh's looking to Atlanta rather than waiting for Aaron Rodgers to call the 412 area code. Indianapolis, aside from the Irsay passing, Daniel Jones, the ex-Giant quarterback, is taking large proponent of the number one snaps on offense in the OTAs instead of Anthony Richardson, the number one draft pick who's had 2 years of injuries. I find that one kind of weird. That maybe the Colts now realize that AR-15 wasn't really the right guy to draft, but that's why they went and got Daniel Jones. He's taken all the snaps. And in Buffalo, that's a really good team. Buffalo, Joey Bosa, hurt again.
Oh, God.
First day, OTAs, major calf injury. It's kind of like the calf injuries he had with the Chargers. Joey Bosa had 9 different injuries with the Chargers over the course of his career. He is out till August. This is a tremendous setback for him trying to make it. He's on a 1-year contract. Granted, he's making good money. He can't stay on the field. I guess I don't understand. And he's a fanatic about weight training and everything. Why these calf injuries keep happening to Joey Bosa, but he's hurt again, and he's out of the mix till August at the earliest. So, John, that's what's going on around the NFL. Go ahead and respond.
You know, I was on X today, and I follow Shedeur's account, which is fun, and Coach Prime, of course. But Shedeur said today, it was his one single post was "Thank God!" exclamation point. So is that because he's going to be playing with the first team? What's your take on that?
Well, there's a sidebar story that developed yesterday. Deion Sanders went public and just ripped the media about how they treated Shedeur and saying that Shedeur was unprepared in his meetings. Well, there's too many things. If you connect the dots at what happened at the combine and what happened in the individual team meetings leading into the draft, where all these things happened, where these stories got leaked, that Shedeur was acting like a jerk in the meetings and not showing up and not answering questions correctly and taking a cell phone call while he was on a Zoom with a head coach. Now there's an allegation he came in listening to music while he was supposed to be doing a whiteboard. Just this stuff goes on and on and on. And Deion says the media is making it up. I don't think the media is making it up. Media is getting it from NFL people. At the end of the day, Shedeur is a 5th-round draft pick, going to make $1.1 million this season as a 5th-round draft pick. And what did Cam Ward get? Cam Ward, $12.4 million per season. There's a big difference between 12.4 and 1.1, and the 1.1 is the end result of Shedeur, junk offense, the way he handled the interview process, whom he blew off, whom he didn't treat with respect, the entitlement. Big difference. So Deion saying that this is all media concoction, I don't think so. And by the way, scoreboard does not lie. Cam Ward was number 1. Shedeur fell the 5th round, is making $1.1 million rather than $12.5 million.
I'd imagine for Shedeur, that's like a pay cut compared to what he got in NIL, right?
Different world.
You know, and then the other team I want to talk about, the Raiders. And over the weekend, you know, I'm like recovering from this horrible bug. So I'm watching the NFL Network, and they were running this top 100 thing, you know, of the all-time characters in the NFL.
Oh, well, the Raiders probably had about 38% of them.
Yeah. I mean, and I think like number 2 on the list was Al Davis, you know, and just going back to, you know, just win, baby. We play the vertical game. We're going to throw it deep, and we want to tear your head off and everything else. It's just great. And then I think Ken Stabler was in the top 10. I remember seeing Ted Hendricks, you know, in there. So I loved that era of the Raiders. If they could find a way to resurrect that whole swag, that whole vibe, I mean, they would be in Vegas. It would be perfect.
Oh, the league really needs something splashing in Vegas. I concur with you there, but you're not walking down the hallway in the closet and finding the dusty, dented trophies, are you? And running back down the hallway and says, "We got a Super Bowl trophy from 1974." Come on now. That's a long time ago.
Yes, I think it was 75, Super Bowl 10, right? You know, or 76. So I'd be so happy if the Raiders just kind of got their whole organization in order, you know, and become a competitive team.
Well, everybody's fascinated. I mean, Tom Brady's influence And the fact that you really got some good football people. I'm a huge Pete Carroll fan. Spytek, the new general manager, and look what they've done with the roster. And again, the resume does not lie. I mean, the tape does not lie. Pete Carroll, Super Bowls, quarterbacks, Legion of Doom. What he did in Seattle, what he did at USC, that's on his resume. That's pretty damn impressive, rather than Raider fans saying, hey, look what we got. Yeah, you got a bunch of criminal elements that can't freaking play the game, at least more recently.
Raider Nation is fantastic. Those guys, they're just so one quick one on the Bills. Did you see Josh Allen got married?
Yes.
And he married a Hollywood actress. What's her name? Haley Stein, something or other. But I know she's real famous. But he got married like right before the OTAs. So, I mean, there's no room for the honeymoon, right? What are you going to do?
He's ready to go anytime he wants.
Okay.
All right. That's all things NFL. You want to join us? Talk Chargers, talk Rams, Raider Nation. Feel free. Fans Forum chat box is open.